The wind screamed across the Afghan valley, carrying dust and tension in equal measure. On a rocky ridge, 3 Marine snipers lay prone, their rifles steady but their hearts racing. The mission was critical. A rogue warlord had taken control of a village, and a convoy of innocent hostages was minutes from being executed. Winds shifting again. One sniper cursed under his breath, adjusting the scope. "Can't get a clear shot." Another muttered. Inside the mobile command tent below, the atmosphere was thick with stress. Every second mattered. That's when Captain Ellis turned to the quiet man sitting in the corner. A civilian consultant, wearing a faded leather jacket and a baseball cap that had seen better days. "Mr. Carter," Ellis said, lowering his voice. "You said you were a sniper once, right?" Jack Carter looked up slowly. His eyes were the kind that had seen too much, calm, haunted, and yet fiercely alive. He was a single dad now, a mechanic by trade, brought in to help calibrate the rifle's optics when the high-tech system glitched. He hadn't expected to be here, not in the middle of a mission like this. "I was," Jack said quietly. "A long time ago." "Then we could use your eyes, sir," Ellis replied. "Our best men can't get a clean read through this wind. We're running out of time." Jack hesitated. His hands brushed over the rifle resting nearby. Memories rushed back. The mountains, the silence before the shot, the weight of knowing one pull of a trigger could save or destroy lives. He took a deep breath. "All right. Show me the target." Pooh! Within minutes, Jack was prone beside the Marines, peering through the scope. His hands moved with the precision of muscle memory, adjusting for wind speed, elevation, and distance, all in quiet focus. The Marines watched in silence. "Target's partially behind cover," Jack murmured. "You boys were aiming for the head. Don't. See that radio antenna on the wall behind him? If I hit that, it'll ricochet clean into his shoulder, enough to disable him without risking the hostages." One of the Marines frowned. "Sir, that's a 1 in a million shot." Jack smiled faintly. "Then I'll make it 1 in 1. He exhaled slowly. The world seemed to pause. The wind howled, then softened for half a breath. Jack squeezed the trigger tricky. The antenna shattered, and the warlord spun sideways, screaming as the bullet tore through his arm. The Marines didn't waste a second. They stormed in, secured the hostages, and within minutes, it was over. When the dust settled, Captain Ellis walked up to Jack. "How did you even see that shot?" Jack shrugged, eyes distant. "You stop seeing enemies after a while," he said. "You just start seeing people who need help." Hours later, as the sun dipped behind the mountains, Jack sat outside the tent, flipping through a small photo in his hand. His daughter, Lily, smiling with a gap where her front tooth should have been. One of the young Marines, barely 20, approached and sat beside him. "Sir, that was unbelievable. You saved a lot of lives today." Jack looked at the photo again and smiled softly. "You'll understand when you're a dad," he said. "You stop trying to be a hero. You just try to make the world a little safer for someone who calls you home." The Marine nodded, quiet for a moment. "You know, sir, we could use someone like you out here again." The Jack chuckled. "Nah, my war's over. My battlefield's a kitchen table with crayons and homework now." He stood, stretching his back as the wind picked up again. "But if you ever need someone to help you aim true, I'm just a phone call away." Months later, a letter arrived at Jack's small workshop back home. It was from Captain Ellis. Inside was a photo, the rescued hostages smiling in a rebuilt schoolyard. On the back, one sentence was written in bold ink. Jack pinned it above his workbench, right next to Lily's drawing of the two of them, holding hands under a sky filled with sunshine and stars. He smiled, whispering to himself, "Sometimes, the best targets aren't about what you hit, they're about what you save." Jack Carter's days returned to quiet normalcy after that mission. Or at least, that's what he told himself. Back home in a small Ohio town, life was simple again. The hum of engines replaced the echo of gunfire. The smell of oil and steel filled the little workshop where he fixed pickup trucks and farm machinery. Every morning started the same black coffee, country radio, and Lily running in with her backpack half zipped and cereal still on her face. "Dad, guess what?" she chirped one morning. "My teacher said we can bring parents for Hero Day next week. Can you come?" Jack froze mid-sip. "Hero Day," he repeated with a half-smile. "Yeah." Lily grinned. "Other kids' parents are firefighters, nurses, and one's a police officer. I told them my dad's a mechanic, and he's the best one in town." He chuckled, but something in his chest tightened. Mechanic. She didn't know about the shot, the mission, or the years before that. He never wanted her to. Of course I'll come, sweetheart, he said softly. But you know, heroes aren't just the ones in uniforms. Sometimes they're the ones who fix things when they're broken. She nodded, satisfied, and ran off to pack her lunch. Too later that day, Jack was under the hood of an old Ford when a familiar sound broke the quiet. A military Humvee rolling up the dirt road. He wiped his hands on a rag and stepped outside. Captain Ellis climbed out, now in civilian clothes, smiling.